So why do you think, when they designed this vehicle, did they not just bolt everything on like next to each other? Because what they do here a lot is like overlap. So one bolt will go through 2 or 3 things. But if you have to take something off that's at the bottom, say a water pump, you got to take everything off. And it doesn't have to be that way. It really doesn't. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Red Cap Mechanic. As you can see, I still have the 84 LTD and been working on it because I noticed the other night it had a bit of a weep in it. So I have taken the fan shroud off as well as the fan, and I've also removed the belt and the bracket that goes to the alternator, and I'm going to be attempting to replace this water pump, which is very rusty, and it was leaking a considerable amount of coolant. So on the underside is a leak hole that when it starts to leak, it's a it's a sign that your gasket is going bad. I had no idea that was a thing, but I looked it up because I'm like, why is there so much coolant pouring out of here? That seems wrong. And that's what it told me. So I got a new one of these. It's about $35, so not too shabby. And now I'm attempting to pull off just the accessories that I need, but it looks like this thing is connected to just about everything up front, so you know, that's fine. I'm taking off the alternator. I'm going to have to take off the power steering pump, as well as the AC bracket holder, the pipe, coolant hoses, both the top and the bottom, because the coolant's all connected to the water pump, obviously. So yeah, let me work on that and see what we can figure out. I'd also just like to say that I've never done this before, so it's going to be a learning process, as everything else has been, but that's okay. I've read about it, and it seems like a fairly straightforward process. With taking everything off, you just have to remember where it goes. So I've taken copious amounts of pictures and video, so we'll see. Although I did notice that I knocked my hood ornament off. I've got it still, but I don't really know how to put that back on, but I'm gonna be working on that anyway. So let's get to tearing this apart. This is the part of the video that's going to be sped up, and wish I could speed up too. How did that get so icky? Guess those are 8mm if you need to know. Just herniate yourself, it's fine. Now this should all be drained out. Let's just move you over there. Oh. Maybe it's not all drained out. Yeah. 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 Okay. Don't scratch the paint. Maybe we can leave that one on there. We're not off to a good start. I'm trying right now to kind of pry this stuck hose off. It's really rusted though. I don't remember it being this bad. So it's stuck pretty good. This is the easy part. Sure would make it a lot easier if they'd just use like 3 different sizes of bolts instead of like 70 million 11. What I'm attempting to do now is loosen the tensioner thing. Just to make sure that this car can never drive again. Why is there like white papery stuff inside here? I'm sure that's fine. Don't know. That's not fine. That's not fine at all, is it? Of course, that one's standard. Everything else is metric. Doing great. Very long. Well, juice it up. You know, I wasn't going to make another video of this, but I was talking to my brother Adam, and he was like, I really want to see you changing the water pump. And I think he just likes to watch me suffer. But here I am. Mr. Amazon Man was kind enough to bring me my package for the water pump, and let's see if it's at all what I need. New bolts. Bomba d'agua. yeah, I'm gonna say this looks hopefully right. It's fine. Looks a lot less rusty, and that at least is good. I guess I feel a bit like Cortez and his men must have felt when they reached the New World and he burned their ships. So, like, if I take this off, I've got to be able to fix this, otherwise it'll never run again. Actually, I guess I don't feel anything like them, because like this is just a fun car for me, and like they were like in an unknown world, and yeah, so that may not be an apt comparison now that I think of it. One of the downsides about spraying everything with WD-40 is it's all really slick. And flammable. Okay, this bolt doesn't appear to have a hole in the new one. Let's just keep going, see what happens. Your hands get really grimy when you do this. Ta-da! Deep sockets, because, you know, that's where we're at. I don't know. I have no idea how to tell what size these are. Just try them on until something fits. Too small. How about a 15? Yeah. Too small. How about a 16? It's probably standard. Yeah. Maybe I should get like a can of rust cleaner and just dump all this stuff in there. It's going to be a lot of fast forwarding in this, isn't there? Alright, this one goes out to the one I love. So how have y'all's projects been coming along? Been working on anything? It's a lot of fun. I think those need to be in the same place. So I'm putting them onto the new one, where I'm taking them out of the old one. There's 11 million of them. Oh, I need to show you guys how I fixed the shift linkage. Give me a lever long enough and I'll move the world. Maybe this is not working. Maybe some percussive mechanics would do the job. We appear to have juice leaking out now, so maybe I didn't drain it right. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. I think it's a sign that there's no going back at this point. I bet this is like the longest bolt in the car, isn't it? Ta-da! I don't think it's leaking. That's probably a dumb idea. We'll come back to that one. Come out to LA, they said. It'll be fun, they said. It's a line from the best Christmas movie of all time, Die Hard. I gotta get this silver thing off to get the rest of these things off. I can see why people use power tools. I don't even think of it as cheating. So why do you think, when they designed this vehicle, did they not just bolt everything on like next to each other? Because what they do here a lot is like overlap. So one bolt will go through 2 or 3 things. But if you have to take something off that's at the bottom, say a water pump, you gotta take everything off. And it doesn't have to be that way. It really doesn't. This bolt right here. Why would you design this like that? It doesn't make sense. Alright, I'm going to keep tearing on this, and you guys don't need to watch that, and I'll come back when I've gotten this silver thing off. It appears I have destroyed this 13mm socket, which unfortunately goes to a lot of things. So let me think on that. Well, I got the silver thing off finally. I think I want to take just a second to kind of say, like, it's not easy being green, but it's also not easy doing this when, I'm sure even if you know what you're doing, but if you don't know what you're doing, it's really a challenge. And I'm getting close to being done with the easy part, which is taking everything off. I'm going to say that water pump does not have the same number of screw holes in it, so that's probably not going to work, but I'm going to give it a shot, because that was what was recommended to me on the part that was recommended to me on the interwebs. The thing I think that is really important for, or really sets us apart really good mechanics, is not necessarily that they're fast or that they're good at getting bolts out or putting parts on. It's a knowledge. Like, you know what parts you need to get, you know, like, what goes with what, and like, you can do a whole bunch of research like I've done over the years, but if you don't have that knowledge, you're really coming at it from a disadvantage. So, and it's not a color, it's not a paint by numbers, you know. It doesn't have to be, everything have to be exact, but it's got to go back together in a way that it'll, you know, keep kind of running. And, you know, that's definitely the challenge. So we're gonna keep at it. Almost have the water pump off, and then I can put the new one on that most assuredly won't work, and then we can try bolting everything back together and seeing if we can get it, you know, somewhere near where it needs to be. All right, let's keep going. Leaking a lot more. why won't these bolts slide out? This is just, I don't know, really rusty. Everything. Come on. Yeah. Okie dokie. I mean, while we're in here, we might as well do the timing chain, right? No. Okay. Maybe if we just set this whole thing on fire, I don't have to work on it anymore. We got everything off, I think, except for this bolt right here and this bolt right here. The whole thing wobbles, but it doesn't want to come out, and these bolts don't want to pull out. God. And like, it's just rusty, rusty, rusty. There's that white stuff I was talking about. Paper, maybe? How'd that get in there? I don't know. Here's the top hole. You can see the gear turning inside. There's a bottom weep hole, which is the one all that water was coming out, and started this whole adventure. Come on, come on. Okay, I give up. Psych! It's going well, is what I'm saying. Like I was saying, it's pretty simple to remove a water pump. That took me 3 hours. Okay, both have a turny thing. Check for holes in it. Check. Have a pipe going out and 2 little pipes. Pipe going in, 2 little pipes coming out. Okay, one. See, this guy is missing from here. That's probably going to shut us down. But 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, we're missing this guy. So, I mean, what? That's 7 and 9. Hey, it's good enough for Janeway. It's good enough for me. Day 2. Today, we're going to try and put the water pump back on. And yeah, get it buttoned up and put together. So, I'm excited. Are you? Let's take a look at what we got to do. As you may remember, we have taken the water pump off and need to clean it with a razor blade to make sure that we have a good surface here, since you know, it's a kind of old car. But we'll do that and then clean it off really good with some brake cleaner, and then we can start putting the gaskets on, I think, and trying to reassemble all this. Hopefully it'll go a lot smoother than yesterday went. I'm thinking that since we already broke all these bolts loose, maybe that'll help. You know, I don't think I've ever actually used a razor blade before for anything. I mean, not one like this. The shave, yeah. Oh. This is gasket, I think. I mean, this gasket has probably been on since the Gippers administration. Maybe a sanding block would be a better way to start. I think this is working much better. I think this is 80 grit. I think we'll just skip forward in time because this is going to take a while. I don't know how many of you have had the opportunity to try and scrape off 40-year-old water gaskets before, but it gives you time to think about your life. I think I got all of it. I can't tell if that's gasket on there or if that's just the color of the metal or rust. But I can't seem to scrape any more of it away. It doesn't have any catch on my fingernail, and I tried sanding it down, so I think that's gonna be the best we can do. I also noticed that in the two ports here, it's pretty gross inside, so I'm gonna get some water and flush that out. Don't know if that's the right thing to do or not, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I figured it would be coming out of the other end. Oh, it is. I'm just gonna keep doing this till it's clear. I don't know. We're not supposed to have a freeze anytime soon, and I'm planning on putting new coolant in this anyway, but just to try and get out some of that gunk. guess it's a bit cleaner now. Don't know if that was the right thing to do, but on the plus side, I do think I see more gasket, so I'm going to try and clean that up a bit if I can. Maybe we'll try some steel wool. Okay, it's been about 45 minutes of trying to just get this gasket off. I'm going to say that's as good as we're going to get it, and we're just going to go and see what happens. It feels, I don't know, it's barely noticeable, and I'm hoping some RTV will help seal it as well, because I just have no other way to do this, if I'm being honest. The first step in this process will be to apply some RTV to the back of the water neck in order to, or not the back, but the back seal of the water neck in order to make sure that it stays tight. So I got ultra black gasket maker that's oil resistant, because that's kind of what I've seen people use, and maybe that's right. So let's give it a shot. So far, so good. Now I guess we'll just put this on liberally. Kind of like icing, but thicker. I think the goal is to get this whole surface coated on both sides. Don't tear it though. That will ruin your day. I think you just want a smooth coating. Doesn't have to be too thick. Or, I don't know, maybe you don't want any of this. Who knows? Now, if you'll recall, I did use some of this stuff on the carburetor when we closed off those air holes on it. And that seemed to have worked. So maybe we'll have just as good of an experience here. No, that was like level 2 stuff. This is advanced. Okay, got the entire thing coated, and now just to put it on. Okay, yeah, well, I guess everything's getting coated in RTV today. That's fine. Right? No. Let me get a tool. Wouldn't you know it? 13 millimeter. We'll see if it works. Okay. Wow. This is going gangbusters. Alright. I've got this thing on. Now to RTV up the other gasket. Of course. This time I'm going to make sure that I have the wrench ready. I have a blue and a black flavor. I think they are different. So we'll do the one that came with it. Also came with this. I don't know what that's for, so just an extra piece. Now you do want to be careful, I believe, to not get any of the silicone covering up the water jacket holes. So you don't want that falling into your system or anything like that. And yeah, we'll just go through this methodically like we did the other one. Just embrace the mess. That's where we're at this point. Just embrace it. It's gonna happen. It has happened. I'll say this is much more fun than scraping the old one off. You know, kind of like it. It's peaceful. It's a nice day here. Not too hot, not too cold. If I had thought about it, I would have purchased some gloves to wear. I think that would have made my day a little bit better. But we're here now. We're here together. And really, isn't that what matters? All right. That's pretty well covered. The good thing about using the gasket is that it kind of helps adhere it to the plate. So I don't know if you can kind of see this, but we were talking about the different bolt patterns. So this one has provisions for 2 extra holes. This is the gasket that came with this water pump. So maybe it doesn't matter. I'm sure it will matter, but now now it doesn't. Okay, so let's try and put this bad boy on. I did get those new bolts, as you'll recall, for the water neck. Kind of had hoped that it would come with all of them, or I knew it came with 3, but I was kind of hoping that'd be all that you needed. So this is clearly not the case, but we'll use these wherever we can find a spot for them. Here's where this whole process breaks down. Reassembly. Here goes nothing. Oh, you know, still working. Trying to. Some of these are actually getting purchased, which is amazing. One, two, three, four. Keep in mind, most of these holes are just filled with rust. And 2, keep in mind, I don't really remember where these things go. Surely they wouldn't put different threading on them. Okay, I've got 7 of the bolts in, so now I'm going to slowly torque them down to make sure it doesn't squish that gasket too much. And there you have it. I think it's on. And now comes the hard part of this process, which is going to be trying to put back on all the accessories. I have taken a lot of pictures, so we will give that a shot and see how it goes. This is a lot lighter than the other one. I think this is aluminum, and I think the other one was iron. And I don't know. I've got a lot of parts and pieces still, but we'll try putting it back together and see what we can come up with. I mean, that's what you came here for, isn't it? Start with the lower rad hose. Filled with water. Nope. Sorry, filled with rust. That's fine. It's like someone sprayed this whole car down with water before doing this. It is a good feeling when you can move from the loosening to the tightening on your ratchet. Onto this thing. Come on, leave. Oh, the one that broke. Shoot. Maybe we can repair it, as I do not have another tiny clamp. This car runs again, it will be a freaking Christmas miracle. Alright, 2 hoses on. Now, put some belts on. Oh yes, that silver piece. So here's that silver piece with the roller arm. It's adjustable, but they wanted to make it as difficult as possible, so they put the adjustment bolt back here where, you know, you can never really get to it. I did not adjust it from when I took it off, so let's see if I can get it back on. Yeah. Oh. All right. Okay. This goes under there. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Well, what if we tried putting the belt on second? Oh. No, I don't think that'd be a good idea, because I might get lost under the other one. Alright, what if we did one piece at a time? Oh. I've been throwing all these bolts down with WD-40, try and help them go in, and next time they have to come out, maybe come out easier. Sure, we'll do that. Oh, it's missing. Dang it. Okay. These guys. So, what is y'all's favorite part about working on cars? I know I kind of joke around a lot about how this is like awful, and you know, it's not terribly fun sometimes, but I really love the feeling that I've had a few times where I actually get something working. Because if you remember, we started this car, it wouldn't even turn on. And hitherto me working on it for this project, it would. That's not the right size, Gary. Nor is that. Sure. Right, it's standard. But, you know, it does feel really good to kind of get to work with your hands and fix things. I suppose maybe if I was having to do this for a living, I might feel differently. But I have to tell you, I have a lot invested in this car, really. Like, not so much money. I mean, I do have a fair bit of that, but just reach right into that battery. I do have a fair bit of that, but just the time and the experiences that I've had with it. Some of them good, like driving back with it from Ohio. I know, you look at this car and you're like, no way did this car spend its life in Ohio. It's way too clean. And I'm like, yeah, I know. It's hard to believe. But it did. How can 3 of the 4 bolts line up? How is that even possible? Maybe see, now I got things everywhere. Is that even right? No. Now is where we have the challenge. Well, let's put a pin in that. You know, you got to keep your feet moving, as they say. Boop. I don't know if I said before, but I don't know why they didn't design this where you didn't have to take off every single thing to get to the water pump. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Maybe they thought it would be more efficient, but I would have preferred it if every little thing just had its own bolts, so we didn't have to go through quite this journey together. I don't know about you guys, but one of my favorite movies to watch around Christmas time, aside from Die Hard of course, is the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I usually try and find a day where I can just watch all of them back to back. I mean, they're a great series of movies. Speaking of which, I know people have different tastes and appeals when it comes to things. If you're just into the mechanics aspect of this stuff, and you don't want to see all the other random things that I do and videos that I post, you can just subscribe to the Red Cap Mechanic YouTube rather than my own personal one, because I only post car related stuff there. Why you'd want to follow me on car related stuff, I don't know, but you know, it's an option. Now, what did I do with that vacuum hose? I really think that bolt needs to be in there, but we'll get to that later. Okay, we're moving along. You know, we've made some progress. I think that needs to go. might be right. Okay. Probably should put the belt on. Oh. This belt also needs to go around the water pump, doesn't it? Ah. No way that's gonna work. That's fine. Losing the light here. My dad, when he was younger, had a, I believe it was a 66 Plymouth, or no, Fairmont, and the carburetor had gone bad, so he took it all apart in order to clean it up, and he said that the there was like this layer of lead just on the inside, back when they used leaded gas, and he started putting it all back together, and all he had left over was one little washer, but he said the car would run, so don't need that. It only needs what it needs. Yeah. You know, this is a really good workout for your, like, lower back. And for me, back of my legs, you know, they burn. Oh. This bad boy over here. Okay. Oh. Two steps forward, one step back. There we go. Is that right? I guess it has to be. That's where it is. It may be getting too dark to film at this point, but before I go, I did want to show you how I how I mollified the shift linkage. I got a Dorman shift bushing for the TV rod that runs to the transmission and up to the carburetor. It does something helping line pressure when it goes forward and back. It's got a little bushing in it that holds the rod on to the end. So it has a little bushing on the end there, where that gold thing is going through that rod. But I could not get the bushing to go through. I tried using warming it up in hot water, maybe trying to slide that in. I tried using oil, tried using soap, tried using a bolt to screw it on, but it just wouldn't work. So I ended up using a zip tie, putting a zip tie in there, which, you know, looks like it's got at least a connection. Second thing, the spring here was way too tight because I didn't have anything to put it on except for that bracket that used to be part of the coil. So I used a zip tie to help decrease the length of the string, and so now when you push the gas, it's you know, not fighting ya. Anyway, I'm going to try and finish this up, and I will let you know how it goes. All right, day 3, third time's a charm. Let's go ahead and finish buttoning this up and get her ready to run. I purchased this radiator flush and oil degreaser to try and clean out some of the rust in the in the whole cooling system, really. So hopefully I can get to the point where we put that in, and then you gotta let it cook for about 20 or 30 minutes at least, and then flush it all out. And then after that I will fill her back up with some antifreeze, because, you know, don't want it to get cold and crack the engine. This stuff is not cheap anymore. But before we can do that, we're gonna have to finish buttoning up this engine, putting it together. I ran out of light last night, as you may recall. Of course you did, because it was only like 3 minutes ago in the video, but I got a lot of it together. I got this thing mainly hooked up. I'm still missing the bolt that goes there. I can't quite get it to fit in, but I got this all put together. I haven't tightened this baby down yet, but wanted to get everything on. But, you know, it's getting there, so we'll finish her on up. Okay, maybe these will help me line up that thing. I guess I really only need one of them in here. Let me check to make sure they fit. Okay. They do fit. Oh, I need to put the fan on before I tighten those down, don't I? Ha! Which bolt do you think goes in here? Maybe this one? How is it not going in is my question. It's a little too low. How can it be low? I mean, if everything else is on here, no. Look at that AC again. That thing is just a little low. Can I pry it up, maybe? Oh. That's not a good place for it to be. Yeah. Well, I don't understand how that's possible for it to not be aligning correctly. I mean, the other bolts are all in there. This way too long? All right, okay. Bracket here has a bolt too. That maybe help guide this one back up. No. Survey says it did not. I can't do. I mean, because it's got to come up. Now it's like, really? Maybe I need to loosen these and it'll have a little bit more freedom. It's one of them 13mm bolts. Wait a minute. Why aren't you fitting right? Can you just be pulled? Yep. Okay. Too thin. Well, how about you? Alright, well, I can't find any of the bolts that I have that will fit into that thing that aren't either too big or too small. So I guess it just doesn't get a bolt. Oh well. That's pretty good on there. Okay. Now we're going to loosen that so we can get the belt on properly. This is really a stupid design as well. Why would you put the belt tensioner thing like where you can't reach it? That's so stupid. Because why not put it on the front here where you could easily access it? Okay, there's a side way that you can get in here. Okay, I'm not quite as upset with Ford engineering now. Ah. How tight should a belt be, I wonder? Alright, I've got all the belts back tight. Well, not super difficult really, but I just went about it in a difficult manner. So now all we need to do is throw the fan shroud back on, and we should be ready to start her up. I'll go ahead and take care of that now. Oh yes, I remember this. This is a painfully slow, aggravating process. This is going to take me about 30 minutes to do, so we're just going to skip ahead. Boop, boop. And we're back. Alright, I've got the fan on. It's tightened down. Now I'll just connect the fan shroud, and we should be back in business. Let's put the fan shroud back on with the ties. And just look at all these bolts I had left over. That doesn't worry me at all. When skies are gray, how much I love you. Please don't turn my sunshine away. It may not be pretty, but it's on. Okay, there should not be any coolant left in this, so let's turn her on and see if she starts or if Elvis just flies to pieces, shall we? All right, we got her running back again. Nothing was flying off, so we're doing really good. All right. Don't know if it's leaking yet because that system should be completely evacuated. So we're going to try the radiator flush, see if we can clean her up. Let's see. Add Blue Devil flush and oil degreaser. Top off, cooling system with water, start engine. All right, let's put this in and see what happens. Kind of looks like water. All right. Fill her up with water. Local meth dealer peddling. Place radiator cap. Start engine and run with heater on max for 20 minutes. Then allow engine to cool and flush thoroughly with water until all cleaner is removed. All right, let's do it. I know it hasn't been 20 minutes yet, but I noticed a hole that water is leaking out. From back here, there's a hole. Oh, you know, I put that on wrong. How else could that go? Okay, maybe we just slide a bolt in there. I got a bunch of extra. So the end of this bolt doesn't have threads which go all the way down. I wonder if that indicates that it goes into like the water. Let's see if I can slide it in there. Well, that wouldn't make any sense. Alright, I'll just tighten this bad boy up here and we'll move on. That's now in there at about a 60% ooga-dooga. Let's see if it holds. Okay, I cleaned it up. We'll see what happens. I'll keep this running for about 20 minutes and then we'll come back and check it. It's been about 5 minutes and it's kind of like the car has developed a bit of a heartbeat. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's like a thump, 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 and it's kind of shaking the whole car. I don't know if that's cleaning it or completely destroying everything. What the heck? I guess we'll find out. I think I figured out what it is. I think there's air in the system. That is getting very, very hot. I'm going to turn it off before bad things happen. So it's definitely boiling. What happened before when I first filled the radiator was there was air in the system and it needed to be burped. And I think that's what's happening here. Although I don't really know how to do that now that we've got that stuff kind of going through it. But it's creating some leakage. But the good news is I don't see any leakage from our repairs. It told me to run this for 20 minutes, but I don't know what to do at this point, because that's probably very hot. Okay, we'll let it cool down for a minute. I'm hearing water and hissing and burping and gurgling. It's like stomach after Tuesday taco night. So I'm gonna give it a few more minutes to cool down, and then I think I'm going to carefully take that radiator cap off and try and burp the system. We might lose a bunch or all of that cleaning product I put in there, but I don't really know what else to do at this point because it seems like it's kind of unhappy. Okay, I got the top off. Why don't you guys look down there so I don't put my face over that in case something bad happens. Okay. I'm going to try and burp the system and see if we can keep on going with this project, or who knows, may have destroyed this car. We'll see. I think is what you want. I will come back in a little bit. Well, it's been about 20 minutes or so. I haven't seen any other issues with it, so it said we should also drive it if we wanted to for up to 2 hours, so I'm not going to do it that long, but I guess I'll drive it down and see if we can get some gas in it. I really don't want to break down, but we'll give that a shot and we'll see what happens. I mean, right now I'm pretty happy that it's running. Like, I think that worked, so that's great. That's like a Christmas miracle. This is a really stupid idea, but fortune favors the bold, as they say. It'll also give me a chance to test and see if putting those zip ties helped to make the gas a little bit easier to push, and if it helps it shift better. I can already tell you the gas is much easier to push. I don't know about shifting. Well, shift it into second with smooth as butter. Shift it into third, no issue. I mean, a little high for the RPMs. Not seeing any smoke coming out from under the hood. Oh, and I did change the flasher relay, and now the flashers are working, so that's great. And that was the easiest, cheapest thing in the world. And even, look at that! The green thing is flashing. My dad always told me if you have a problem with your car, try and start with the fuses, because that's easy and cheap to do, and a lot of times that'll be the issue. Still it's a little loud since the mufflers and exhaust have fallen off, but very smooth ride. Never catch me, copper! Well, she's running really cool. Like, I can touch the radiator cap. So I'm going to call that project a success. And we're doing really good with the old girl. I'm proud of how she's doing. We just drove for about 15 minutes. Not doing too bad. I'm going to drive her a little bit more, fill her up with some gas, and then flush out this old stuff and put actual antifreeze in it. But I think that's going to do it for me today. I really appreciate all of you guys for watching and commenting and all the likes and everything. And it's taken me a long time to kind of get back to her, and you know, it's just, you know, life happens. But I really hope you all are doing well. I really appreciate you joining me on this journey. I hope that your cars and projects and things that you're doing are going so wonderful, and I hope that you all have a very Merry Christmas. All right, we'll see you next time.